On number 4, it wants us to find the inverse cosine of negative square root of 3 over 2. And cosine is talking about the x. And we need to look at the unit circle. And this is negative. So it's going to be quadrant 2. Again, inverse cosine is in quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. And if it's negative, it's quadrant 2. So I'm looking for where x is negative square root of 3 over 2. That's right here. So it is going to be 5 pi over 6. On number 5, it wants us to find the arc sine, or the inverse sine, of negative square root of 2 over 2. And sine is talking about the y. And I need to look at the unit circle. And this is negative. So it's going to be quadrant 4. However, so this is again because sine is in quadrant 1 if it's positive. Sorry, inverse sine is in quadrant 1 if it's positive, and quadrant 4 if it's negative. But quadrant 4, it's not really the traditional quadrant 4. It's actually kind of easier to think about it as the first negative quadrant. So I'm actually going to put, but actually it's the first negative quadrant. Because again, when we defined inverse sine, it was really from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. So if it's positive, go in that direction. If it's negative, go in that direction. So we're kind of looking at this like here from 0 to negative pi over 2, and it's right here. So having a y value of negative square root of 2 over 2 would be here. So it normally would be 7 pi over 4, but it's not going to be here. It's actually going to be negative pi over 4. So just think about the first quadrant, but kind of mirrored down here. So it's not 7 pi over 4, but it's negative pi over 4. I mean, 7 pi over 4 and negative pi over 4 are coterminal, but we need to be very specific with these inverse trig functions.